Welcome, sir. So I'll quickly call on the chair of this morning's session. She's no other person than Professor Olayinka Nwachukwu. Professor Olayinka Nwachukwu is a professor with Michael Okpara University of Agriculture, a very seasoned scholar. Prof. Ma, you're welcome. Please, could all the rapporteurs come up stage? Rapporteurs for this morning's session, could you all come up stage? Yes, ma, over to you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. And thank you very much for inviting me to chair this session. Prof. Egesi, thank you for the honor. Good morning. So today, again, we continue from my brochure here. We're supposed to continue with biotechnology department. Did they finish yesterday? Okay, I was here yesterday. So now we have the production department. Production department, seed technology program, to be precise. Good morning, sir. So the seed technology program, sir, over to you.
Chairman, Executive Director, guests, and all scientists, you are all welcome today. This technology program so we have the school summary, the program. My name is there. That's the report of 2025 annual report. Next. Staff and approved work. We have 5 proposals approved, 5 completed. The approved work across agronomy, weed management, plant protection. Next. So in agronomy, we have the use of 80 grams of amora seeds, gave the highest mean yield of 1.24 tons per hectare. Application of glyphosate rate at 4.0 kg attributed per hectare with 6 sachets of adjuvant, control weed effectively, and gave the highest yield. Now, plant protection, use of plant-based extract, significantly reduced microbial incidence and severity in stored seed yarn for 90 days. And use of some ethnomedical plant extracts, such as allium, sativa, isatra, and longer at 100% concentration, inhibit Pitum mitulum, that is a for cocoyam. Next, the use of soil and foliar application of the fungicides gave superior growth and yield when compared with a single application method. Next, 5 trials completed, 100% percentage of internal funded. Publications, how we reach out on publications and knowledge. Journal 2, Conference Proceeding 3, and Book of Abstract 2. Training of staff and IT students, use of clean seed, distance and spacing to have good stake for planting, herbicide calibration and quantity of herbicides used to spray a hectare, and data collection. Next. Now, major challenges: late release of funds, lack of protective personal equipment, and lack of essential farming input. Yes. The objectives for 2026 to provide innovative technologies to enhance production of planting materials, to improve the technologies for storing planting materials, and having appropriate method for clean seed storage, and appropriate use of weed management methods to protect planting materials for diseases. Next. Now for 2025 annual report. Next. Now we have a evaluation of a new herbicide formulation for weed control in cassava seed production in the rainforest zone of Nigeria. The objective is to evaluate different formulations of glyphosate with adjuvant for cost-effective weed management in cassava production. That's under cassava seed production. 9 treatments were carried out, were evaluated. Out of it, glyphosate with 4.0 kg plus adjuvant gave us a total weed density, low weed density in 2024 and 25 respectively, when compared with other treatments evaluated and also unweeded this thing. In terms of weed control, the same treatment, glyphosate 4.0 kg plus 6 sachet of adjuvant, we have good weed control, excellent weed control from 97 to 100% in both years. Next. Now, for the economics of new herbicide for formulation, the farmers would like to have money after doing their work. Now, the same technology, that is glyphosate plus adjuvant at 4.0 kg plus. Also, you have the quantity of a stem in bundles of 593 bundles. And when we set it to 1,500 now, we have a total variable of 32,000, and the net return is 857,500. That's what I will compare with other treatments. Lesson learned here is that for large-scale cassava seed production, use of glyphosate plus adjuvant 4.0 kg plus 6 sachets is ideal. And take home here is a plot treated with glyphosate plus adjuvant at rate 4.0 kg with 6 sachets gave an excellent weed control and sustained high yield of 593 bundles and net return of 857,500. Next. Now the second one is effect of seed weight and planting distance of rapid seed multiplication of Polynesia aurora, that is Amora. I mean the effect of different seed weight on growth and tuber yield of the Amora to determine the optimal planting distance for maximum seed multiplication efficiency and to assess the interaction between seed weight and planting distance on a program. Here we have the seed weight, the tuber weight at 40, 60, and 80, and also the distance of 25 and 50 cm. So this shows that 80 seed weight of 80 gave us the highest yield of 1.24 tons per hectare with 55.18 for the planting distance on that type of height and also the tuber yield. Now the take home here is that at 6 months after planting, tuber weight of 80 grams gave the highest plant height of 55.18 cm and also gave the highest tuber weight of 1.24 tons per hectare, irrespectively of the planting distance. Lesson that here that the heavier the tuber weight, the higher the yield, irrespective of the planting distance. Next. Now we have the control of microorganisms in storage for enhancing quality productivity of seed yams. Objective to assess severity of rot development during storage, to determine effectiveness of the selected plant treatment, and to identify the spoilage organisms in untreated yam seed. Here we use Moringa orifera fresh leaf treatment, and also have Moringa orifera dry leaf treatment, and also Kaika papaya leaf flesh root and Kaika papaya dry leaf treatment. So at the end, when you check the untreated, they have the heavy load. And when you when you apply the treatment of Moringa oleifera dry leaf paste, it reduces the microbial load. We have 8.0 when compared with the other ones. That farmers should go for the Moringa oleifera dry leaf treatment. Next. So here are the that we found in those aquatic sporage in this thing. Now the take home here is Moringa oleifera and Carica papaya. We are most effective to use incident and severity of microbial spoilage of seed yam. And that's in line that the botanical treatments are low-cost storage. Aspergillus niger, Rhizopus solifera, and the Bacillus cereus were most dominant spoilage organisms. Next. Now we have another one is evaluation of some plant extract for management of root-rot disease of cocoyam caused by Pythium methylum. This shows that the objective to evaluate the ability of some medicinal plant extract in management of root-rot disease of cocoyam caused by Pythium methylum on the field. For all the plant extracts that we used, Allium sativum reduce the methylum in both two varieties of cocoyam that we use. In terms of leaf area and disease incidence, and the yield per plot also give us high distance and reduce the effect of Pythium methylum. So take home, plant-based extract, Allium sativum, Azadirachta indica, and Curcumin longa at 300 ml at 100% concentration gave the best result for control of Pythium methylum that causes cocoyam root disease. Let's learn here that the integration of these botanicals into cocoyam disease management is a strategy to enhance crop productivity. Next. To have an evaluation of a method of fungicide application in cocoyam root rot blight. The objective to evaluate the effect of fungicide on the control of CRB to ascertain the right method of application of a cocoyam root rot blight, to know the effect of fungicide on the yield of cocoyam, and to evaluate the effect of fungicide on the quality of cocoyam. Here we have the treatment, we have the soak, we have the soil, and have the control. We have soil plus foliar, and foliar alone, soaking plus foliar. So for the variety here, for the seed yield, NX002 and the NX001, this the simple effect of variety and fungicide application shows that we have good yield, seed yield, 4.4 tons per hectare, and the total yield of 9.9 per hectare, and disease incidence was reduced. We have a 40.0 and the disease severity 3.1. That is not significant. For the soaking, soil plus foliar give us a high total yield and also reduce disease rate of 3.0. Next. Also, the interaction effect of variety and fungicide application method on seed ton yield per hectare, disease incident, and the severity of xanthosoma for the 2 years average at Umudike shows that the soil plus foliar and the 001 and plus foliar and the variety SS001 plus soaking plus foliar, it was reduced the disease incident. Take home here is NX001, that's Ed Docha, achieved NS002 Edu here on seed and total tuber yield with lower percentage disease incidence. Lesson learned here is the application of soil portfolio improves seed and total yield. However, application of soaking plus foliar improves total tuber yield and cocoyam rootwort disease incident and severity. Next. Thank you for listening. Chairman, I have done.
Thank you very much for keeping to time. Maybe we allow questions from the audience. I have 2 questions here of my own. But if anybody from the audience has questions, please, we may ask first. Any questions? Yes, sir. Dr. Ikogu has a question. So, sir, kindly start by introducing yourself just for the rapporteurs to capture you properly.
I'm John Ikogu.
Okay.
Former director in this place about 30 years ago. Yeah.
Sir, the mic is...
All right, good, thank you. My name is John Ikogu. I was here at I headed the YAM program and then the tuber crops division about 13 years ago. The person that presented last is a very good friend of mine. I know that we have farmers here, ADP here, and those who are end users. The work done, good. But when the farmer is listening and is hearing botanical names and so on, we are not communicating something that he can take away from here and use it and apply it in his own farm. So why don't we just bring down the results such that the farmer can pick it at his own level? That is number 1. And please, can I take number 2? Amora. Very interested in Amora, but unfortunately, I don't know how much has been done before we go to spacing and so on. So that if we want to begin to do something with that, we can put all the information collected so that we can use it in the production of Amora. Thank you.
We go ahead to take any further questions. Sir, please, you may just quickly present your proposals so that then we ask all the questions at the same time.
Proposal for 2026, evaluation of glufosinate ammonium formulation for weed control in scaling cassava seed production in Umudike, Southeast Nigeria. The objective is to determine the effect of different rates of glufosinate ammonium for weed control in cassava seed production in the reference zone, and to determine the economic analysis of the stem yield. Next. 2, the effect of ratooning on seed production of some selected cassava varieties in Nrcri Umudike. To assess the impact of ratooning on seed stem production in different cassava varieties, to compare the yield of seeds to stems from ratooned cassava plants verified season plant. To evaluate the growth parameters, example, plant height, stem girth, number of stems of rattoon cassava varieties, to determine the suitability of ratooning as sustainable practices for cassava seed production in terms of seed to stem yield and cost effectiveness. To identify the cassava varieties that perform best under ratooning condition in terms of seed to stem production. Next, development of a business plan for yam seed production using yam set in Abia State. To assess the demand for yam seed and identify target customers. Outline the production process, including set selection, treatment, and plantings, as well as crop management and maintenance. To determine startup cost, operating expenses, and revenue projection for the yam seed production business, and outline plans for promoting and distributing yam seed to target customers, and to define the business structure, management, and staffing requirement. Next. Now, seed rhizome production of ginger using pre-sprouted shoots. Objective: to develop and standardize an efficient pre-sprouted shoot, PSS-based rapid multiplication system to produce clean, vigorous, and uniform ginger planting materials. In vitro evaluation of a selected plant extract for the management of cocoyam rootwort disease caused by Pythium metulinum. Objective: to select and identify Pythium metulinum. Prepare extract from selected plants to evaluate antifungal effect in vitro. Determine percentage inhibition. Compare efficacy with control. Next. Effect of organic amendment. Fortify with biofertilizer on set weight multiplication of quality ginger seed in Umudike. To ascertain the quality of the ginger seeds with respect to the different amendments, and to determine the microbial populations of the different amended soil, to determine the physical and the chemical properties of the soil, and to determine the economic analysis of the rhizome yield. Next, effect of split methods of fertilizer application on quality cassava seed production, Numudike. Objective: to determine the effect of split fertilizer application on the growth and quality of cassava stems. To ascertain the physical and chemical properties of the soils amended with the different split fertilizer application. To determine the effect of split fertilizer methods on disease incidence and severity of the stems. To determine the profitability of cassava seeds using split fertilizer methods. Next, sustaining quality improved cassava seeds using different notes and levels of planting media. Objective: to identify the response of improved cassava varieties to stake note, position, and planting method on seed production. To identify the best stake note position for stem production. To identify the best planting media for stem production, pest and disease management in cassava. To investigate the interaction effect of variety, stake note position, and planting medium on cassava seed quality and productivity. Next, the last one. Use of dig set of seed yam in the multiplication of foundation seeds at Umudike. To determine the effect of different dig sets in the multiplication of yam seeds, to determine the varietal effect of seed set on yield and number of yam seeds. Yes. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much for your presentation, sir. So now we have listened to both the experiments they carried out last year and the proposals they have for 2026. So do we have any questions? Yes, ma'am. So we'll just take two from the floor. Yes. Ma'am, you need a mic, and then we'll take from you, sir. Oh, and sir, that makes three. Okay.
Right. Thank you very much for your presentation and for sharing your presentation and plans. So my question is related to yam seed production. I know that there is this innovation where...
Ma'am, you need to tell us your name, please. Sorry. They're recording for them.
Oh, okay. Sorry. My name is Delphine Ama. I work at ITA, and I coordinate the ProSaver project dealing with vegetatively propagated crop seed productions. So my question is related to your presentations on yam. You've talked a lot about yam set. So I'm just wondering about your interaction with the new technology using yam vines to produce mini tubers, which is intended to take the farmers off eating part of their produce in the name of having seed. What are your thoughts about using that vis-a-vis focusing on yam set, which is the current practices that farmers are using now?
Thank you, ma'am. If he will just take note of them. Sorry, number 2. Yes. Just a moment, sir. We'll come back.
Thank you very much. Let me commend the presenter for a good presentation and very good slides displayed. My name is Dr. Ononka, retired director. I once headed the seed technology program. I want to pass on this information to all of us. While I was there, I and Dr. Ano, we crafted the seed, Umudike Seed Company. And while I have retired, they have kept calling me on whatever they do. That is the National Agricultural Seed Council. And each time they call me, I tell them I've retired, and I give them the names of those who are still on board. Please, I want to know how much you still liaise with National Agricultural Council, National Agricultural Seed Council, so that you can substitute for your name, you people who are there now. And then you continue to work with them. I think it will be very important. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We'll come to the front. Sorry, sir. Some people had indicated earlier, so... And then we'll end up over there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Professor Judu Njoko. The question I'm going to ask is very close to the one asked earlier by one of the former directors here. When you were talking about the effect of tuning on cassava seed production, I was quite interested. But the primary worry is that we are doing a whole lot of work here, studies, but they are not reaching the farmers. And even when they reach farmers, they reach farmers in such technical languages that they are not able to put them to practice. I'm aware that in the past, I don't know whether it is still existing here, that when the National Agricultural Extension and Research Liaison Services was fully operational, they used to produce extension guides that would carry information on some of the studies that you have done here. And in those guides, they try to reduce the technicalities into the simplest form. For instance, in fertilizer application, they went to the extent of using a matchbox, which a farmer can understand, to tell you how much fertilizer you can apply over a given area of cassava or some other crop. Are we still having that kind of guides? Are we still being able to reduce these things, the level of technicality? Because let me tell you, I am also in agriculture, but I can bet you that I do not understand. Tell me how to apply fertilizer. I may not boast of learning it, but so there must be a way of reducing these things, the technicalities, to the level of the farmer. Farmer can use it, because if the farmer cannot use these things, they will not result in increased production. I don't know, but this may be at the policy level, whether these things are resorted, but I know that you do have also funding constraints. But somehow, these things need to be looked into so that the results of your findings can be of use to the farmer in the field. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your suggestion. So we end up in front here. Sorry, sir, I need to just keep with. Yes. Our colleague in the suit. Sorry, sir, we'll need to end with him because he had indicated earlier. Please, and we're running out of time.
Yeah, I'll make it quick. My name is Emmanuel Okogbeni. So I just wanted to find out, because I've seen your seed production, and Umudike has been part of the SAH, which we had yesterday. How are you moving forward with SAH rather than the typical conventional slow multiplication rates approaches that has been in the past? Are you moving forward, or you are still trying to sustain? Or you didn't have the opportunity to explain the background, which I understand it's a fast presentation. So I'm lost in understanding your strategy moving forward towards SAH rather than the conventional seed multiplication approaches that has been stalled. That was my question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So, sir, you may respond to the questions and acknowledge the comments and recommendations very quickly.
My also opportunity to thank you for the questions and comments. For Dr. Ikogo, for Amora, at least we have worked it here and also in our substation at the Otobi. So what we are trying to do is to have another planting distance that can help the farmer to have much planting materials plant. So that's what we did. For Dr. Onoka, thank you. Yes, we work cordially with Nrcri. In fact, they were here, I think, last year. We worked with them. There's no issue. Everything moved well. For Dr. Davin Ama, talk about the seed production that we are doing. It's mainly on technologies. That's our area. We provide the technologies. We also work with our CH, that's biotechnology. We work with them and also help in giving them their own technologies for planting. For
Professor Njoku asked about, yes, technicalities, the same as Dr. Kogu.
We have a guide for our extension unit. We have it where we, even in herbicide calibration, instead of a farmer to start working, we have a herbicide calculator that we produce when we are doing a cassava weed management project. That we have even Nrcri also have their own that farmers use. Instead of you going to start calculating, we have calculators that we use. You know, farmers are now, they are the digital. So they work with their handset and they can work it out to take the area they are going to apply and the meal of the herbicide to apply. So we have it. Sir, Dr. Okwewini. We are moving forward. We are not moving backward. We're using molecular or using conventional. We work together. Like in terms of the seed yam production, you see what I presented here. We have yam discs. It's another method of increasing yam for planting materials. So we work together. So, thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Just an important thing you need to note is that, yes, farmers are going digital because they have their handsets and all, but it's always good to bring things down to their level, to make it as simple as possible. I think that was the main thing they were after that. As you mentioned the botanical names of crops, you should also mention the local names that the farmer can relate with.
Okay.
I mean, you've taken note of that, I
No
believe.
problem.
Okay, and then finally, my own question.
Noted.
I have, and is that the program developed a lot of botanicals for treating yam sets, both before planting and in storage. But I find that all the trials involving herbicides are still chemical. You use chemicals. And my question is, do you foresee a time where it is possible to have a zero chemical use in control of weeds? That's my question. Or is the program doing anything to attempt that?
In terms of weed control, we have biological weed control. We have mechanical weed control. We have chemical weed control. It depends the crop that we are dealing with when you are using it. And we also know that for a large scale farmer, you can use because of the drudgery and other things, and also money that you're going to spend. You can't use manual weeding. And also, we use integrated weed control to have our field weed free. So, for me, using it without integrating it cannot be sustainable. Yes, depends the type of weed that we are dealing with.
And the
so
type
that's
of
why.
crop.
Yes.
And the type of crop you are planting.
Yes, we are crop are doing that.
Thank you so much, sir. Please, let's give a round of applause. Oh, sorry, the executive director.
Yes, I heard something that the coordinator said. I'm not sure you addressed the question or comment by Dr. Ononka. Did you?
Yes, sir.
What did you say?
He asked if we are collaborating with them. I say yes. We are working with them, with the NACS. I think last year they came here. When we went to bioscience lab, they came. We discussed, have a lot of discussion with seed. Invited them, they were there, so we discussed with them.
Okay, so we want to see more collaborative work with you and Umudike Seed, and we also want to see that weed is a problem for crop production, but we want you to open up or broaden the sphere of the program so that it's not weed in seed production that we are attacking all the time. We want to see something around technology use, like you heard Dr. Kubenin asking you, why are you not using improved technology for seed propagation rather than using the regular ones? That should be our attention. But I appreciate that weed is a big issue for seed production, just like it is for wheat production. I also think that population density could be a solution or partial solution to reduction in the use of herbicide or chemical control of weed. Even if you don't remove it totally, you can reduce it by using agronomical and using the crop, maybe crop phenotype, architecture, and density combined to reduce the amount of chemical use. It may not be zero usage, but at least you can say we have reduced it by half, which is something, rather than saying it depends on the crop. We need to see more action. And finally, I want to correct an impression about Umudike Seed. Maybe the time that Dr. Nonka was mentioning, I'm not sure. The Umudike Seed company we have now is one that is limited by guarantee. So the Attorney General gave us that. It's rare to have that. It's not limited company. And the Basics project that just ended a few months ago is the one that helped us to finance it and set it up. So I don't think it's the one you are talking about, that it's the same Umudike Seed. So anybody asking and making reference to it is wrong. So we were able to set it up, and through the project, and we have been financing and running it as an independent company that is not Nrcri, even though Nrcri is an owner. We have an independent board that are not civil servants. So I need to have that understanding. But you can visit the website or ask for more questions so that we are clear with our communication. It's not the same that you are referring to. Thank you.
Thank you very much to the Executive Director and CEO. I'm sure we can continue to interact even after now if we have further questions. So another round of applause, please, to the head of program. Thank you very much. So next up, we have our third lead paper presentation. Harnessing breeding innovation to drive economic impact and rural entrepreneurship in Nigeria, root and tuber crop sector. And that lead paper will be presented by Dr. Ismail Rabi. Please, let's give a round of applause. At the podium.
Okay. Morning to everybody. So I'm representing Dr. Ismail Rabi, who couldn't make it today. So I'll be talking about harnessing the breeding innovation to drive economic impact and rural entrepreneurship in Nigeria. Next slide, please. We heard a lot about how important are the RTB crop, very vital for food and nutrition security. And it's also an income earning for small-scale farmers and related value chain. Next slide. So I'm going to focus a little bit more on cassava because my group, we are basically working on cassava. But I would like to highlight that most of the principle, the points I'm going to make here do apply also for the RTB crop. So cassava, as it has been mentioned yesterday, is Nigeria is the world's largest cassava producer with about 63 million tons by metric. Next slide. The production, the key challenge in the cassava production are the fact that the crop actually is highly heterozygote. We have also challenges with flowering. Sometimes also you don't have enough seed. Breeding using conventional approach is very time consuming. It takes up to a decade to have a new variety released. We also have low multiplication of the planting material. The yield of the traditional variety are very low. The crop is susceptible to biotic stress. We also have the challenge with having access to improved variety. And as we all know, the crop is not really mechanized at the moment. Next slide. Breeding equation is very strategic if you want to evaluate your genetic progress. So yesterday we were told that modern breeding actually is a combination of speed and efficiency. So it's important that we optimize the component of this equation. And to do that, innovation and technology are actually very critical. Next slide. So in terms of innovation, the breeding focus has been used to be drive mainly the yield or ensuring that the variety which is released is resistant to diseases. But now we are trying to integrate the diverse stakeholder priority, and this also leads to the delineation of the market segments into key product. On this picture, you can clearly see that in West Africa, we have different market segments, the fresh processing, biofortified, and industry for cassava. And when we combine all these three preferences, it leads to the development of what we would like our product to have and what we call the target product profile of our crop. Next slide. In terms of innovation, we also see a lot of changes in the genomic landscape. A lot of reference genome, a lot of pangenome going on. My colleague mentioned some of these points yesterday. We have a lot of structural variation that has been detected. We also have a lot of platform, genotyping platform to assess all this information. Next slide. One of the challenge of breeding today is not really genomic. There is a lot of improvement that has been made in that area. The real challenge remains the phenotype. But we can see also a very drastic change in that area. We have more precise throughput for trait measurement. For example, we are using more and more near-infrared spectroscopy, for example, for the different RTB crop to evaluate, to predict some key trait. We are using phenotyping also. This will allow, to directly estimate some key agronomic traits. On that picture, you can clearly see a researcher trying to test the ground penetrating radar, a technology that could serve, to monitor root bulking and the biomass accumulation. And what is one of the points I want to mention here is that by having this throughput method are very key for quality trait, because quality are very key for the consumer, and we can't, once we have with this technology, integrate this trait at an early stage of the product development. Next slide. So in terms of trait discovery, in most of the RTB crop, trait mapping has been conducted, and we have identified the genomic region that control some of the trait of interest, and this information has been converted into markers. Those markers has been validated. Next slide. These markers are actually integrated in most of the RTB breeding program for, tracking the clone, that carry the target trait. We also use that to genetically characterize our breeding material, as well as for routine quality control. Next slide. Trait discovery is also moving to another level. We are not focusing only the DNA, because we realize that the way that the phenotype is expressed is more complex than we think. There is multi-layer where you have to move from the DNA to the RNA, protein, metabolite, and then the phenotype. It's therefore important to combine all this level of information, because it will give us a better understanding on how these different traits are expressed. Next slide. So I talk a lot about, we have a lot of resources. We have a tool, and actually this tool and resources can be used. Yesterday I heard a lot about post-harvest loss. So today I think we have the capacity to reduce post-harvest losses. With the technology, we can uncover the molecular process underlying post-harvest losses. This information will be critical to develop variety with delay PPD. As a consequence, we should be able to extend the root shelf life and marketability. We are also currently working on how can we enhance the photosynthesis because if you enhance the photosynthesis, you will improve how the energy is used. This will actually increase the yield potential per hectare. We are talking a lot about climate resilience. This will lead to development of varieties that are high performing and as well climate resilient. Next slide. Another key innovation is genomic selection. Genomic selection has been used in some RTB crop to shorten the breeding cycle and increase our selection accuracy. It's allowed us to actually focus on more valuable line. So we use, for example, a different approach. The additive genomic estimate breeding value is used to guide the parental recycling. Next slide, please. We use the genomic prediction of crop performances, which actually predict the family means. It also predicts the family variance, of the different crops. So this is to support the cross selection. Another formulation is the genomic estimated total genetic value. It provides actually a more complete estimate of the genetic potential because in crops such as cassava, where you have 24% of the genetic effect which are non-additive, it allows you to capture both the additive and the non-additive genetic effect, and inform, as a consequence, it will inform the clonal advancement of decision. Next slide. We talk about, we are in a digital area, so as a breeding program, it is key to move from manual to digital. All the breeding for all RTB crop at IITA, for example, our activity are digitally managed. We have a central data management platform, breed-based, and we are now moving to EBS. The advanced biometric support has been democratized because we have at the moment an automated workflow for that allow us to conduct our analysis using both traditional or advanced statistical approach, and this will actually speed up the decision process. Next slide. It's also key to connect the gap, to bridge the gap between the breeding and the real-world adoption. So verifying the candidate variety under field condition is very critical. So we are using now the modified trackward approach, which include also socioeconomic and gender consideration. Other key technology to accelerate product development, I mentioned the fact that flowering is a challenge for a crop like cassava. We have the flowering induction technology, which is used to enhance flowering. The combination of plant regulator and the pruning is, for example, used to increase the seed production. And it's very, for rapid propagation of disease planting material, we have technologies such as SAH, which are used. Next slide. Another key aspect of innovation is mechanization. So at IITA, we have been testing a prototype cassava cassava planter. The results actually are very promising, although we still need to improve the stem orientation and the spacing. But we believe that this mechanizing our breeding program will expand our operational capacity. Next slide. So we are at the moment exploring also alternative breeding strategy. One of these strategies is because we wish to purge deleterious allele, and because this will help us actually to uncover some useful recessive allele, to accumulate the favorable allele, and also to facilitate integration of some key traits. Another strategy we are trying to explore at the moment is the hybrid breeding. Because why the hybrid breeding? Several studies have shown that there is a linear relationship between the increase in heterozygosity and vigor. So by exploiting hybrid breeding will allow us to exploit heterozygosity as well as the non-additive effect. The first step for the inbreeding hybrid strategy is to develop a theoretic pool. This is something we are in the process of doing. One other key point is we are also trying to see how to compress our breeding cycle. So what I mean by compressing, can we skip a stage, for example? And we are, at the moment, this year, we're going to try to test this strategy where we move from advancement, you know, to field testing. And at the middle, you can clearly see on the slide, there is a multiplication stage. CET material, you know, is going to be multiplied so that you have enough planting material for multi-location testing. Next slide. So the innovation shouldn't be only focused on the technology per se. As RTB crop and partner, I would like to mention, there has been an effort the past 2 years to structure and to make sure that our breeding programs are more effective and inclusive. So we have developed a set of tools to improve the way we are operating and to optimize our efficiency. I would like to point some few of them. We have, for example, a good landscape of our stakeholder. Yesterday we had some concern with the fact that breeding is not very inclusive, but breeding needs to be inclusive because when you map, we map our pipeline into stage gate, you need all and different disciplines. You need agronomists, you know, to ensure that you have a good agronomic practice attached to your new improved variety. You need food scientists. You need physiologic and so on. We have also mapped our process, and we have also a very good key performance indicator to our progress. Next. So through this innovation, several varieties has been released. I want to apologize. You can only see some cassava variety here. I don't want to be biased, and I want to also use this opportunity to congratulate the yam team who has released this year 2 yam variety, Prime Oval and Mazazi, as well as the banana and plantain team who has released 3 banana variety, Peter 24, ICT 1307, SH3640, and 2 plantain, Oluko and Orishele. So I think, next slide, it's very good to have all those new improved variety, but it will be very important to ensure that this variety actually reach those who would need them. Next slide, please. So it will be important to stimulate the demand. So demand creation trial is generally conducted and should be conducted to showcase the benefit of the new variety. And it's very important that we deploy extension system. So the support of projects such as ProSiva would be very critical because it will help to scale up actually the breeding system. In the case of for all RTB crop, in the case of cassava, ProSiva is still for the industry. Next slide, please. So I would like to talk a little bit about the approach for scaling. So for scaling, it's important that we developed a strong, compelling value proposition. And it's also important to integrate this new innovation into e-catalog because this is going to help to raise their visibility. Strategic partnership is very critical. So I would like to mention here with partnership with national policy body, with the private sector, with the NGO. Yesterday, during the ED presentation opening, he mentioned the strategic partnership with the TADS, which has facilitated the training of the farmers and the processor on processing innovation and improve agronomic practice. So such partnership is very critical. And at IITA, the partnership with TAD, for example, has helped us introducing improved variety in Angola, for example, last year. And I would like to conclude by saying we should actually develop clear pathway to commercialization of this agricultural, this breeding innovation. And again, we heard a lot about this ProSiva project. I think that project could be very instrumental in supporting scaling up of the seed system. Next slide. I think that will be my, no, okay. So breeding innovation actually do fuel entrepreneurship. What do we mean by fueling entrepreneurship? So it leads to the development of small-scale commercial seed entrepreneur, so which can produce and sell those certified seeds of improved planting material. And this is supported, you know, cassava is a good example where you have seed incubator such as IITA Go Seed and Omodike Go Seed. We also hear yesterday a very nice presentation where we could clearly see that there is a large potential for agro-processing market in Nigeria. This actually, and it also has the potential, all this has the potential to create employment opportunity. We hear yesterday that we are missing on agro-processing market, and we need a kind of industrial transformation. Next slide. So the economic impact of breeding innovations are numerous. You have increasing productivity. You know, at the moment, if we look at cassava, Nigeria is the first producer, but the problem is that the production, we have a large production area. In Asia, the production is also high, but the area used for production is very low. So we can increase our production in Nigeria. The second point I would like to mention is the reduced crop losses, because if you have those varieties that are resistant, the implication is that you have a stable supply. It increased the farmer income and profitability. It also boosts the agro-processing industry, as previously mentioned. It creates wealth and contributes to economic growth, strengthening, therefore, the national economy. Next slide. I think this should be my last slide. Yeah, it's my last slide. So breeding innovation are key driver of transformation, empowerment, and it offers opportunity to boost entrepreneurship and reduce poverty. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much for that wonderful presentation by Dr. Ismail Rabi. You are representing?
I am representing his friend, Dr. Rabi, but I'm gathering Banjo.
Good. I wanted to get your name. So thank you very much, Dr. Badru, for that wonderful presentation. And so next up, we're going to have a panel discussion on that paper. A lot of things to discuss. So maybe, Dr. Badru, maybe you take your seat since there will be a panel discussion on this. Thank you so much. And our panelists, of course, the presenter herself will be one of them. We have others. Our very own Emeritus Professor Jude Njoku is on this panel. Please, a round of applause for him. We have Dr. Godwin Asomugha on this panel as well. Thank you. We also have Professor Maria Stella Njoku. A round of applause. Is Professor Maria here? Okay. We also have Dr. Damian Njoku, a member of this panel. So Dr. Ismail Rabi is supposed to be on this panel. Prof. Maria Stella Njoku is supposed to be on this panel as well. You're welcome, sir. Another round of applause for him as he comes. And the moderator for this panel is Dr. B.C. Okoye. Where's Dr. Okoye? Okay. So Dr. Okoye, we welcome Dr. Okoye as he moderates this panel discussion. And because we have so much to do, we really need to be mindful of the time. Where is Dr. Benjamin Okoye? So while we wait for the moderator, I was able to pick a few things, key things, which I'm sure the panel will do justice to. Key things there, we need to improve precision and throughput of trait measurement. Our speaker talked about total discovery, integrative system. She also talked about on-farm verification trials. She went on to mention mechanization. She also talked about exploring alternative breeding strategies. And I'm sure we'll have, that will be really, really interesting. Yes, Dr. Okoye, you are moderating this panel discussion as the moderator. Thank you. So I'll just allow you to start. This session is supposed to be 25 minutes. And as they say, your time starts now. Thank you. So we can have, have enough microphones there. Any microphone for our panelists? We can have this. We can have this.
Yeah, I have one here.
Okay.
Yeah, I have one for
All
the
right,
panelists.
thank you.
Thank you very much. So I'll be moderating this section. Distinguished panelists, seated. We'll be looking at entrepreneur. That has to do with seed commercialization in that order and scaling. Looking for the workshop. I'll start with you, Professor Njoku. You're welcome, sir. Professor Njoku, you were a former BC, now a seed entrepreneur. From your experience, you wear a hat of a seed entrepreneur at the moment. And having attended quite a lot of trainings here in Nrcri and elsewhere in the diaspora, being someone who must take improved varieties from Nrcri and the breeder, and you intend to turn this into a business that multiplies. And I believe you also scale out to other farmers. So what do you think are the bottleneck, the challenges you face in assessing this seed from source? Do you have any challenges? Just very, very briefly. You might enter maybe one or two. There are many challenges. If the government wants to deal with this, what do you think in terms of priority, first and second? Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. I want to first of all say that the National Root Cross Research Institute has been very instrumental to the success of this seed, cassava seed entrepreneurship program that we are involved in. Because they have run a couple of programs and given us a lot of exposure in terms of what we need to know about making a success of entrepreneurship in terms of cassava seeds. I think that one of the major constraints that we have faced is not only we have gotten a lot of technical information on cassava seed production. Somebody mentioned about tuning the other time. We have a lot of those information. We do have constraints in terms of having enough land in this part of the country for us, because one of the requirements of being a seed entrepreneur on this program is that you must have at least a hectare of land to operate with. And you know how scarce land can be in some parts of this zone. And that has been a limitation. But we've been trying to work hard to be able to access land as a group so that we can upscale our seed production. We do also have the constraints of finance because agriculture is very expensive now. Inputs are expensive, fertilizer, chemicals, labor, and all that kind of thing. And over time, we have also used that program to try and reach out to some banking institutions. But it has not been easy for us to access funds to enable us to upscale cassava production.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Professor Njoko. Now, Dr. Smowa. Dr. Smowa, you have held several leadership positions in this institute and arose to become a former acting ED before you left. You're also a market specialist. The government is in a hurry to mitigate the impact of food security in this country. What do you think, in your opinion, can drive these farmers, especially the youth, in terms of attraction that has to do with traits? Which traits are emerging from the breeding programs that the youths can take up? Professor Njoko had just itemized some constraints. So what do you think will make these youths stay in business?
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. The youth and the traits of attraction. Many improved cassava varieties have been developed and other crop varieties. And there are traits that both the farmers and the processors are interested in. You mentioned traits like high dry matter content. These are traits that the processors are interested in. The farmers are interested in high yield, resistant to pests and diseases, and ability to give them the profit they require. So the youths actually, if we may drag them into this system, we have to redefine our system. I'm happy that the Federal Ministry of Education is now involved in what they call a TVET, training for skill acquisition. And youth have been involved there. And agriculture is also a component. So we need to make sure that the traits in these crops that the youth are interested in are built in. I mentioned the processors, which you mentioned also. We have a lot of those varieties like we saw in the presentation. For high dry matter content, you have a game changer. You have a TME 419, Baba 7-day, Poundable, and the others. They have a dry matter content of up to 38 to 40%, and even starch content up to 30%. These are the traits the processors are interested in. So we must tailor our breeding program to make sure we improve on these traits. And then we also look at the issue of maturity. Many a times when you ask a farmer what variety, what is their interest, they tell you 6 months variety. I have never seen a 6 months variety at all. Varieties, all these improved varieties, game changer, Poundable, Baba 70, and the rest, they mature 10 to 12 months. Unless the breeders here can assure us they will breed 6 months. So if we can further develop the skill of the youths, I think they'll be able to embrace agriculture. Let us systematically and intentionally, put in place all those things. Like Professor Njoko has said, cassava seed entrepreneurs, many youths are involved. The CSEs are everywhere now. They were put in place during the Basic 2, and the youths are embracing them. So we need to give them something like a funding, credit and loan, so as to attract them. And also put in place mechanization. This is where the interest is now. You can't tell a youth to start using a hoe and a knife.
Thank you, sir.
So please, we have to do that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Gianna Samoa. Dr. Gabi, smallholder farmers have sustained food security in this country. And majority of the smallholders are women. Now, what do you think, one or two policies, what do you think government can do to increase women participation or the profit they derived from the cassava or the seed business as an enterprise?
I think I would like to align to one of the speaker points here. I think one of the challenge many people when they want to start up a business is access, for example, to credit, right? I think the first thing is to first promote the technology and ensure that those women, they have access to a kind of a financial support, and also kind of a mentorship program to be able to accompany this type of initiative. You know, you can have a good idea, you can have the willingness, but you don't have the complete expertise to go towards business. So we have seen that, for example, in other crops, like the seed crops, sometimes, you know, they go and get some support from government, this type of mentorship. I think it will actually attract not only women, we're talking about the youth, also, you know, the youth in this seed entrepreneur business. Because I believe that for women, and if you look at the ratio in terms of value chain, I don't want to be biased, but there's a lot of women involved in the process, which means that the willingness is there, but sometimes what is lacking is the mentorship and access to financial resources.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Dr. Damian, you're a breeder, sir. One thing is assessing seed, and another is affordability. Where are we on this as regards seed availability for root and tuber crops, especially here in Nrcri?
Thank you, Dr. Koye. The Institute and some CGR center like IITA are working, collaborating very well in seed quality development and availability. We are making progress. You see, we have developed some technologies that are helping us, you know, to improve on what we are producing. For instance, we have released some varieties of all these root and tuber crops. For instance, we have over 56 varieties of cassava, and over 30 varieties of sweet potato, and potato, what you call Irish potato, or just potato. And then we have the yams and others. And they are working very well. And we have facilities. We have the SAH that is helping us to multiply those materials, you know, both here at Nrcri and also at our other centers, like the one we have in Jos. And also, IITA, our brothers are also doing the same. They have their own. And we have seed companies in Umudike Seed, and also the Go Seed, the one at IITA. So these are avenues we are using to develop seed quality and availability, and making them available to farmers and the other end users. We have growers, cassava growers, and we are also bringing other crops, getting their, you know, people to farmers to cultivate them, so that there can be, you know, we can go to them whenever we are in shortage of planting materials. From time to time, farmers come to us, other end users, industries, they come to us. If we don't have enough, we use our outstations, we use our growers to supply those materials. And presently, with the seed companies we have at Umudike and then at IITA, we are making progress. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Just hold on. Yeah, I'm happy you have mentioned a lot of investments already for scaling. Do you think we need additional investments to scale or to improve on what we have already? What do you think?
Yeah, in terms of investments, we need investments in area of irrigation facilities. For now, from time to time, you see our dam will dry. We do a lot to make sure that it is working. We are also working to make sure that we have investments in area of cold room storage, you know, because it's very important. Most of these materials we have, you know, root and tuber crops, they have a lot of water. So storage is another, cold room storage, another issue. We have need for greenhouses and the greenhouses, you know, where we can, all these materials we are getting, you know, we can have them, grow them from the infants to, we now transplant them to the field. So these are some of the, and even some processing facilities. We need investment in all these areas so that what we have now is not enough. So we need investments in these areas so that we can move forward.
Thank you very much, Dr. Damian. Dr. Samoa, I come to you. Development of improved varieties and seed is one thing, and getting them to the end user is another thing. And how the end user will apply this technology is another thing. I think we have an extension problem in this country. We have an extension problem. Now the government is talking about digitizing extension so that more farmers can be reached very quickly. So what do you think can be done? How can Nigeria's extension system be restructured to equip these farmers?
Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. Our extension system is in shambles. That's the word. To drive the new varieties, require that the extension system be overhauled. Yesterday, you were here when the FAO representative told us that the extension farmer ratio is now about 10 to 20,000. You were here yesterday. So, the extension system had failed. The state is not helping matters. The state government is supposed to put in place very solid extension system so that technologies from the research institute, all these technologies we are developing, will now flow through the state extension system to the farmers. But it's not the case now. The research institute has been forced to develop its own extension system to disseminate all these varieties. So there is a need to improve the extension system. During the time of NAP, National Agricultural Research System, I'm not sure, some of us we were here there. The extension system was funded, and things were functioning very well. There were monthly technology review meetings, fortnightly trainings between the research institutes and the state extension. The extension agents were everywhere. They have their bikes, reaching all the circles and the cells and all the wards. But now, what is the situation? Nobody cares again. The summary of the whole thing is that the state is not funding the extension system very well. So there's a need to overhaul the system. Federal Department of Agricultural Extension has said that they are doing something. We need them to do that very fast. Because our technologies cannot continue to be in the shelves. We are trying our best. The research institutes, they are doing their best. But there's no link through the state to the farmers. We thank the donor agencies that have been assisting. The donor agencies have been assisting. The NGOs and the CBOs. We follow up upon TAT. There's a program called TAT.
Yeah.
Technology for agricultural what? Agricultural transformation, being funded by the African Development Bank. We don't know, it's being programmed under the CGIR. How that has impacted on the system, I think it needs to be looked into again. The companies we have, the Umudike seed and the Go seed, should also help.
You may wrap up,
in
sir.
this regard. So I thank you so much.
Yeah, there's so much to say. Thank you very much with your weight of experience. Professor Njoko, we have a lot of opportunities within the root and tuber value chain. And breeding actually targets some of these opportunities within the root and tuber value chain. And rural entrepreneurship, you can't do that without the youths. So which of these nodes within the value chain do you think can get this youth more attracted? Is it the seed? Is it the processing or what?
Thank you very much. Well, fundamentally, I think that we need to put reorientation as part of our youth development programs. You see, there is a lot of problem with the attitude of youths to agriculture. The youth still see agriculture as, first of all, a poor man's profession. They still see agriculture as a non-profitable venture. They still see agriculture from the point of view of the rural farmer who is practicing agriculture without any improvements in the technology. They see agriculture as an area, a dead end. So I think that for us to get the youth, we need to incorporate in our program a process of giving some reorientation to the youths and making them understand that agriculture is a business. And if practiced in a modern way, that it is capable of making them gainfully employed, and it can be a profitable venture. That we have been missing. And I think also that there is a disconnect between planning at the national level and at the state level. We've been talking about agricultural extension services. Now, there are a lot of programs that you can hear about in agriculture. They are being programmed at the national level, but they don't trickle down to the state level. Yet, activity is at the state level.
Okay, you can wrap up,
And
sir.
the attitude of the state governments is also a negative one.
Thank you very much, sir.
If you go to the states as we speak now, and we are talking about extension services, they have even tried to politicize extension services. But I know some states where they have appointed SAs into ADP. ADP had a structured program for extension services that reaches the farmers.
Thank you very much.
They are not recruiting people. They are not recruiting people. If you go now in some states, you'll find out that there are no extension agents. Most of them have retired and have gone. And there are no new ones being recruited to take over from them. And so there is no structure existing for extension that will teach these people how to get involved in agriculture and how to make agriculture a business.
Thank you very much.
We have to look at this aspect.
Yeah, thank you,
Thank
Prof.
you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, done justice to this. Dr. Gabi, just very quickly, maybe 1 minute. You see, crop breeding has actually come to solve the problem and mitigate the problem of food insecurity in this country and to create jobs. And we have done so much in terms of release of improved varieties. Do you have anything or any constraint, what you need in terms of policy to be done? Are you okay with where we are in crop breeding, or you need policies that will target effective or efficient breeding in this country?
I think for efficient breeding, what we need, it's really to be able, I talked about innovation. Innovation is there. I think it's to be able to embrace this innovation And we should embrace this innovation together because, and we should work together, different discipline, different entity. And we also need to get support, you know, from most of the support we get external support. It would be nice to see our government to also get involved in this breeding business. My colleague was mentioning about getting irrigation, so to be able to get to that point, you need effective support. And to be able also to have impact, you know, you need support, you need extension services, as it was mentioned. For example, we did a work with colleagues here in the Nrcri and IITA. You clearly see that most of our human capital at the moment is mainly focused on R&D, when the aspect of value and support chain is very minimal. So I think we need a policy to kind of boost these other areas so that we have a real connection between the breeding and the delivery.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Professor Maria Stella Njoko, yeah, you are a market specialist, and we have tried to x-ray the importance of women in agriculture in this country. And we know, papers have been put there about the importance of women or the role women play in the entire value chain, from production to processing to even marketing. What can you say within this value chain? What can you tell us? Because this is where, or the value chain is where the employment generation is actually in this country. And Ruth and Tuba, who's the magic for this? So in your own, maybe 1 minute, because we're already rounding up.
Thank you, the moderator. I am very sorry that I came in late. I actually had a challenge. In terms of the women, the role of women in agriculture, it is it's a common knowledge that women play a lot of role in agriculture, especially in processing and marketing of agricultural products. So to enable them perform their roles properly and better, and for better livelihood from what they are doing, I think the women need to have information, you know, the relevant information they need that will help them drive their activities. Then they also need to have processing equipment that are easy to use. You know, there's a lot of drudgery associated with farming and processing. And so if they can have simple to use and simple to maintain equipment that will assist them in carrying out the activities as processors, and I think that will go a long way to help them. Then again, the women also need to have access to land that they can use, because in most cases the right to land in Igbo land especially, you know, is more for the men, except women who can afford to buy land for use or maybe to lease. But I think if there is a policy that will help to address that issue, making more land available to the women, I think it will go a long way to help them in their activities so that they can, you know, make much money and profit from their activities. And then they will have enough land to be able to take care of.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, distinguished panel of discussants.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, we've done justice to this. So we've gone to ability to access, need for access, these innovations, and issues around affordability of these innovations, and also ability to process information arising from innovations. Thank you very much.
Okay, so while I will call on Dr. Tessie Madu. I understand there's a little ceremony going to take place by the executive director right now. So while they're taking their photographs, I'll just make quick remarks. We all heard them. A lot of talk about access to funding, a lot of talk about access to technologies to be developed, a need to revamp the extension system in Nigeria, and then what part of the value chain the youth can get involved in that will encourage them to be entrepreneurs, and the fact that there's a need for reorientation generally, and so on. And then, of course, talking about the women, a need for policy makeover to give access to land, and then for easy to use equipment to be made available. So once more, we say a very big thank you to the panelists. Let's give them another round of applause, please. Dr. Tessie Madu, over to you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I will respectfully call on my executive director to make a presentation to our lead speakers.
Okay. What's this? All right. So this was supposed to be done yesterday. I guess there was an error of omission, because we still have more people to give. Are they here? How many people are we? It's just a recognition. We did Peter's yesterday. It was special, so we had to do it. He is also traveling, so we needed to do that quickly. Some of our guest speakers are here, or lead speakers are here. Where's the keynote speaker zone? We were also supposed to do it yesterday. Somehow they have to do it. The keynote speaker zone will be special. So let's start now with the lead speakers, and I will start with Dr. Godwin Esa, if he's in the room. Is he in the room? Okay, so skip, because he's still around. Maybe he's in a Zoom call. he's a chief executive, and yes, I know, he's a chief executive, so they're always attending to Zoom calls. So I'm going to call my very good friend, Dr. Ismail Rabi, who just spoke to us. He was ably represented by Dr. Gabi Mbanjo. So Gabi, will you come across? Thank you. Insightful talk you gave just now, and you saw how it was well received, and the discussion that came on. So if you come to my side, we'll be able to take a photograph on behalf of Holdwell. So the next person will be Dr. Hobson Mushoriwa. He gave a talk yesterday. He was also ably represented. These are our very good friends. I think we should clap for them. Every year they come. You know, the thing about this, and many other people that we may not even be recognizing here today, they come at their own costs. They attend our annual in-house review every year at their own costs. They pay their flight tickets. They pay their hotel accommodation. They pay for their meals. Is it not worth clapping for? So, Dr. Hobson is the head of breeding IITA. So all the breeders in IITA report to him. And the person he sent, because their cancellation was last minute, the person he sent is Dr. Agre Patani. Dr. Agre is a Beninoise, so he's from Benin. But I have a story, personal story to tell about him. His own wife came from me, and I'm not joking. So yes, he married from my hands, and he married from Abreba. But it's not because he's married from Abreba. The wife came from me. That's the much I want to say here. I don't want to say more. But, so he's a very sound scientist by himself, and he's a yam breeder. Many of your scientists here in this hall who have written papers on yam, cassava, I even think potato or sweet potato, they're always having him as their main consultant, data analysis. When it comes to genomic analysis, this is a man. So beyond recognizing Dr. Hapsin Mushoriwa, our lead speaker, I also want to personally recognize Dr. Agre Patani. Thank you. And last but not the least is a representative of the DG of IITA. She was here yesterday. Her name is Dr. Delphine Ama. Can we welcome her with a clapping ovation until she gets to me? Dr. Delphine Ama has been a very good friend too. She is Cameroonian, but each time we ask her to come, she's always coming. And she's been a plantain banana breeder, and last week they released some plantain that she joined to work on. But she's doing a more important thing. Have you heard of ProSiva? So she is the coordinator of ProSiva. ProSiva is a seed systems project for vegetatively propagated crops, which means this is our primary constituency. So we are glad to have Delphine with us, and she's very supportive, especially of the yam program. She loves the yam people. I don't know. Please love the cassava people too. But I mean, she's very potato team also. Please love them more. We are glad to have you. Next time we call you, please also come. But thank you for coming. Like I said, the keynote speaker on will be special. I want to make it fanfare, so don't go too far. I heard you want to step out and step back. Until we are done with you, you're not stepping out, sir. I don't know what next. Some people, I was feeling sleepy just now. I don't know if you're feeling sleepy. Some people will need to take some coffee. Can you come and tell us what next to do, Dr. Tessie? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, we will do a walking coffee. People will grab their coffee and come back to their seat while the presentations are going on. But it will be done in an orderly manner, and we'll direct as we go to take the coffee. So once you're called up, you go to the coffee corner, grab your coffee, and then come back to your seat. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
So while the coffee is being organized, please, the next up will be the YAM program. So they should just start getting ready. They should just get set.
yam hybridization. The table there is showing the number of crosses we did last year, the fruit and seed generated from these crosses of due written data variety. We are able to generate more than 1,200